Hey y'all.
Hey.
Hello.
When I was trying to do recording, I almost hit reaction. So I don't know what a heart reaction would have done to record for us. But here we are.
It's another Sunday shift. I'm saying your line because you didn't say it.
That weekend show.
Seamless.
I also like last week realized that this was like happening. So I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't hit me, the mic. Anyway.
Yeah, it
Should we
happened.
have a code word if it does?
Just like wave really,
the
really
fuck?
vigorously. Just wave.
Static. Okay. Great. That way, we'll be discreet.
Yes, there you go. How was y'all week? I don't even know if I should ask.
Well, here's the thing. I still have 2 more weeks before I can put up my out of office
Hate it.
message. But what I need everyone to know is that otherwise, like spiritually,
You're out
emotionally,
of office.
psychologically, mentally, I'm out of office.
In my
So,
heart, I'm out of
in my
office.
heart, yeah. So if you need anything from me, don't ask because I don't got it. I'm just sitting here minding my business and hydrating. And if you need anything from me in 2023, well, also good luck.
I saw this tweet that was like, it was like somebody getting in bed, like, I am so exhausted. It was like after one call and one email. I was like, this is me. Please get out of my home. Quit surveilling me.
Yes, I feel violated because that is me every day. And I'm like, how could they ask this of me? Don't they know what I've been through?
This work from home stuff, it's gonna probably end for me coming
Oh yeah.
when the governor ends the state of emergency.
Yeah.
I'm so
I'm on a
sorry.
commission and they just told us that we might have to meet in person. I was like,
Yeah, you're on the cannabis commission, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So, like, I was in the office actually on Friday. There's a reception area for the city council, and in the reception area are 2 couches. My boss and I had back-to-back meetings until 4, but our next event wasn't until 6. I went into that reception area, turned out all the lights, and was passed out on the couch.
I can't even imagine working till 4 if I'm being honest with you.
Oh. No, we were at it from 9 straight, like back to back to back. And then someone had the gall to come into the reception office. It was like, "Oh my god, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Why are you in my couch area?"
I think it's very apparent what I'm doing. My question is why is it any of your fucking business?
No, mine's like, why are you interrupting my couch time? Even though it's a public area, and
it's your couch time.
Yes, it's clear that was your couch and it was your time.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, I'll defend your right to sleep at work to the death.
Yeah.
Tanya.
You were taking a willow nap and she came in and Nina'd you, and I don't like it.
Exactly.
I also text Sandra yesterday because I'm very upset that Justin Hartley has a hit on his hands. I want to hate Justin Hartley because I'm team Chriselle all day, every day.
Always.
Always team Chriselle all day, every day. But I was like, God damn it.
That movie on Netflix?
Yes, I loved it.
I just put it on my list. I was like, oh, that looks interesting.
I loved Did I Fear. It's a classic. Okay. It's an instant classic.
I was gonna watch it anyway because I love Barrett.
Yes.
And I want to support her, even though she has a very questionable but lightly talented co-star. Lightly.
Barrett is really it. Like, she is amazing. They break into like random song, and I love random misplaced song in a movie.
I mean, I love it when there's a random misplaced song that she sings on Station 19.
Yep.
So
So good. So
doesn't need to
good
make sense. It just needs to be a song.
that she sings. So, and then also Josh Swicker is really coming for the crown. He was like,
Right?
Cameron Matheson, I see you doing the Christmas movie hustle, but now you're on that weird station. I raise you HBO Max.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
He's on
HBO Max.
HBO Max flick. That's like he's graduating up from Hallmark.
But
Yeah,
not with his wife.
now with his wife.
Oh.
But his lead is an Asian woman.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. You,
Oh, how refreshing. A white man and an Asian woman. I've never seen anything.
woo, Lord, here we are. We're just doing it.
Oh, God.
Y'all, shall we GH?
Oh, we better.
Again.
Right now, my notes.
They're not,
So
they're
we'll see
not
what
noting.
happens.
My notes are not noting. I will say I just finished watching the week, and then I was like, oh, maybe I should write a recap. So the recap is just like what I can remember off the top of my head.
I love it.
Here we are. Um, Liz treated Esme at Windermere for her pregnancy, and Victor moved in. We found out that Holly and Robert were working together after all, which I hated because I loved Holly on Fire. Anyway, Holly kidnapped Laura, started a fire, and appeared to be on her way to a burn unit, and still had time for Miss Wu to give Victor a drug that we aren't sure what it does.
Right. What did it do?
No clue. Slow acting, kind of like a tarot card. I don't know. We attended 3 Thanksgivings: Sona's, the Q's, and the Ashfords. Alexis released sensitive information to the invader about the hook, which sent Gladys into a tailspin that included using Sasha's money on her gambling habit that I think we just found out about, actually. Chase found out BLQ did not write a letter that could have helped him get reinstated as a cop and broke up with her. Team BLQ. We'll talk about it, I'm sure. Portia asked Hat Daddy about genetic counseling, and we got a peek into the 2 steps forward, 1 step back relationship between Trina and Curtis. Mac and Kevin asked Ava to visit Ryan and get info on where Esme could be. We also found out that Heather Weber is now at Camp Prison, still painting her BLTs. She crossed paths with Ryan, and we see there is more to the story. Dante talks with Sonny about being a cop. He knew Sonny tortured Dex and that he helped Anna escape. He told Sonny that it was a conflict and they foreshadowed some issues with Dante versus Sonny coming up. Also, we saw very, very, very cute Sante. Also, coming to see Sonny is Valentine with a business proposition that also sounded like a threat. Jocelyn decided to go to medical school. Carly, who was less excited than I've ever seen a parent who heard their child wanted to go to medical school in my life, but she warned her against Dex. And what did Jocelyn do? Went right to see him. Classic. They shared another kiss and were caught off guard when Sonny comes to Dex's home. Britt's night out on the town led to Victor knowing about her Huntingtons. Also, a very funny interaction with her and Ava about Nicholas. Liesel also tried to pay off Cody to stay away from Britt. He refused, but he now knows something is wrong with Britt. Nina went to see Willow to tell her to be there for Sasha. They got into a fight, leading to Willow fainting. Michael encourages Willow to tell people that she has leukemia. Meanwhile, Carly continued to scheme to keep Willow and Nina from knowing that they are mother and daughter. And that was basically our week, or at least what I can remember of it. After just finishing it up. How did y'all feel about the week? What were your favorite moments? Sandra, you look so excited to talk about it.
Oh, I mean, that was more than I remembered, so thank you.
Right.
Overall the week was really scattered. Like it wasn't awful, but it wasn't great. It sure wasn't sweeping, especially when we found out that Holly wasn't actually on fire. It's like you all were so close. You missed the mark. You took it. It's like when men don't know when to stop talking. They could have stopped at the she was on fire and she ran off. Anyway, my favorite moment was obviously Spencer and his uncles.
Clearly.
It was so good. First of all, I was laughing so hard at like at first I was like, oh God, Merkulis is gonna be in these scenes, dragging his dead weight. But then they dismissed him.
They sure did.
It's just like there to introduce like the central conflict between Spencer and his uncles, and then they were like, okay, we don't need you.
Let the
And
actors play.
it was like best for everyone involved.
Right.
So I was laughing quite a bit about that, because then it was like it really was like the big guns all in together.
Mhm.
And I love all three of the characters, even though they've all done like awful things to my faves, like literally all of them. And I think the conflict, it's just it was all very Shakespearean, like the prince and his nefarious uncles who are very different, but the through line is they're both bad for him and are both people that he can't trust. And I really loved the ending where Spencer both is taking in this information about Victor trying to kill Laura, and also about integrating around Trina and Cyrus.
Mhm.
And how he's not really in a position, he's kind of in the position to tell Victor fuck you right now. He's not really in the position to do that with Cyrus. And so you could just see like the wheels turning in his head. And I just loved the whole arc of it. And I'm just manifesting my standalone of Spencer and his uncles.
We had an episode like not too long ago called Spencer and his uncle. So I feel like the manifestation is just like we're dropping the seeds. I love that scene too. What I particularly loved is just like the subtle things. Like, okay, Spencer has embraced Cyrus, so they're playing chess together, but now his clothes fit, and now
He's
he is shaven. I saw his face, and I was like, Tanya.
no struggle beard. I loved it.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting, and I also thought how interesting it is that both of his uncles know the way to get to him is through the women he loves. So it
Mhm.
was like Laura, Britt,
Mhm.
and of course, Trina. And with Cyrus, Cyrus was like, my shit is public knowledge, bro. Like he
Right.
knows. Okay, this is brand new information. And I just love how when he first said something like, you hurt my brother, he's like, how dare you think I killed Lucy? That's not what we're
Right.
talking about.
You
Like,
talking about Laura.
we're talking about Laura, sir. Allegedly. So it was just I thought it was just like really, really well done. So yeah, loved that scene. I loved the Sante stuff. That was my favorite.
So
How
good.
cute are they? My God. So cute. It was, and then they had like little innuendo at the end. I was like, ooh, Sante, y'all nasty. Like, I loved it. Which he was,
Pepperoni.
he was like, you can touch all my stuff. I was like, Dante.
Yeah.
Uh, so they just really made the week when she was like joking, calling him Falconeri. They, I think, have done so much with so little. So little screen time, so little story. I wish that we would have gotten more from them. Like, I want to see their blended family instead of them talking about it. I thought it was a missed opportunity to talk about like Jake bonding with Danny, you know. But all in all, loved everything about Sante this week.
Yeah,
What
they were
about you,
great.
Tanya? What did you love, and who were your performers of the week?
Well, you guys hit the nail on the stuff that I loved a lot. So I mean with Sante and Spencer and his uncles, love those scenes. I'm not going to go much more into it except for the Spencer with his uncles kind of reminded me of Spencer and Laura and Victor scenes, the kind of like just interacting. He didn't have as much interacting in that kind of like tennis match between Laura and Victor, but he had more in this scene, but it still reminded me a lot of that, and I enjoyed that. Um, for me, another performance that I liked, which might be a little shocking, was I actually loved Willow Tate this week.
Oh, yeah.
Where she was like, shut up, shut up, shut up. I was like, yes. And it was like, go away, Nina. I was like, yes. I loved it. So it just brought me so much joy. I mean, people are like, they're tired of Nina getting yelled at. I was like, well, she needs to stop being the reason to be yelled at. I mean, all she had to do was listen to Willow say, you know, I'm tired. She looked tired. She looked beat down by life. And still, Nina kept pushing. It was like, well, you're just selfish. And I thought you would just do something. Like, girl, if you don't shut up, this is why people yell at you. And, you know, the shocking thing is that I not only want to give it to Caitlin McCullen, but also Cynthia Watros just for being annoying. I mean, she was really good at that. At her annoying evil best. I loved it. So I was going to give them some shout out.
I'm definitely not going to post this and tag them. I won't be posting this performer of the week.
Because I mean, she's playing a part and she's doing really well.
She is playing the hell out of that role. I will say.
I mean, doing really well. Like when she was like to Sasha, you know what? I think I might be as bad as Willow thinks I am. I'm like, you are finally coming to that realization. Thank you.
It's my favorite gif. Like, am I the drama? Couldn't be me.
Yes, you are.
Maybe I'm the drama.
Yes. So hey, I mean, Cynthia, I'm giving it up to you. Good girl. Good job. And Caitlin. And Jeff Colbert and Charles Sonesy. And of course, love them.
So we don't have to go back. I do want to talk a little bit about that Nina Willow scene. Because I obviously was going to talk about it later, but since we talked about it now, what was that? I'm really confused as to where the writers are taking this.
Yeah, I literally thought that they were going to all come away with, you know what? There's something more than Willow being pregnant. But apparently they still didn't come away with that. I don't understand why, because that would have been a little intriguing.
I was just like, can you not see that this woman looks like she is dying?
Right.
Like, if I came across someone like looking like that in the wild that I knew, I'd be like, I think, can I get you a glass of what? Let's sit you down. What's going on here? You look like you're about to die.
She looked like more than a nap.
I also was just like, why are you at this woman's house? This is stalking.
It is.
Why?
They've told her over and over and over and over again, leave us alone.
The last thing that this woman said to you was drop dead. And you thought, let me roll up to her house. What? And then when she like politely declines, looks like she is about to keel over and politely declines, you then you attack her and you call her selfish. And then act like devastated when she's like tells you to fuck off. And then collapses.
She didn't just look devastated. She looked like, ooh, I'm gonna go after you now because you're yelling at me. She looked like offended.
That's the point. Like, and that's why I was saying I kind of don't understand what the writer's angle, because, like, you know, you always can tell what they're trying to push or whatever. And part of the problem of what they do is they push things too far. and then they don't know how to walk them back. Like they have pushed Nina too far in this. It's ridiculous.
And
To Sandra's, oh, go ahead.
it's not like she's like pushed too far, like, oh, she did something extreme, but she was forced into these circumstances. Like that would feel more interesting. I'm literally just like, huh? Why? Who would make a decision like this?
I
And
mean,
the funny thing is like Sasha was doing fine. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm feeling overwhelmed by this. I could really use a friend. None of that. Sasha was like, okay, I'm going to go decorate. And if there's a volunteer, that's fine. There was no indication, no real reason for Nina to feel like Sasha needed help.
Sasha was just out here laying the groundwork to be a third with Sante.
and I loved it. Our agenda.
They need a little tall girlfriend, you know?
Yeah.
I think that it's like so interesting because Willow called it exactly what it is. Like let me ask you what you did, Nina. You put Sasha up to do this, and
Right.
then you were like, today you have to come to my house to ask me to do it. And then I just like think about a pregnant woman. If a pregnant woman told me she was tired, I actually don't. I mean, let's forget her going to Sasha's or to Willow's house, which was crazy. Let's forget all of that. If I say to a pregnant woman, hey, I'm wondering if you could do this thing today after I woke you up, and you're like, actually, I'm not really feeling well.
That would have been a clue to be like, all right.
That's the end of the conversation. But like now you just like keep pushing her. And the part that I really hated was when Willow like put her in her place, she kind of like stalked towards her. So Carly was at the hotel and you did nothing when she was about to throw soup in your face. Like you just kind of whined to Sunny about it. It was nothing. But when Willow put you in your place in her house that you came to uninvited, you kind of like stalked towards her and like talked to her in this way that you don't talk to anyone else. Knowing she's pregnant, not knowing anything about her situation. Like, I mean, it's just like you don't think. If a pregnant, like, I would never tell a pregnant woman her life is perfect because I actually don't know how her pregnancy is going. I don't know how she's doing. You just like assuming. In my mind, as much as she assumed that Willow was cheating, I would actually have assumed that she was sick first or something was wrong with her beyond her pregnancy. If you like are taking time off, if you are looking like death, like
Right.
that would be the assumption I made. But instead, you're just like, you're selfish. And also, let's not forget her life isn't perfect because didn't Sasha like just kill Harmony not too long ago? Like,
Yeah.
your mom just died, and then you found out she wasn't your mom.
She
So what's
lost
perfect
her
about that?
baby. Her baby was stolen from her and murdered. She just forgot all about that. Like Willow has lived the princess life, up until now.
And she's with Michael instead of Chase. Hasn't she suffered enough? Leave this woman alone.
Okay.
Cycle. You know how I feel about my ship. But listen, that Mex chemistry, that Michael Dex chemistry. Whew.
Oh, that's one of my comments.
Fizzling.
Sandra, what's working?
Oh Lord. Okay, I have a couple things. I'm loving the Ryan and Ava in each other's orbit again. I'm just so happy for Mora to have like the screen partner she deserves, even though, this does mean more agony for Ava, which, part of me is like, she suffered enough. But I also know it's like part of Ava's character, she's gonna be suffering. So she might as well be suffering with an adequate screen partner. That can maybe get my girl her Emmy bait. And that's what I care about ultimately. No, but I do really I liked the Ryan and Ava storyline, as hard as it was to watch in a lot of ways, because they're both so good. Because of the tension and the energy and the actually like the level of intellectual engagement that is clearly not happening with her primary screen partner. So I'm just like loving that return and very curious about what that's going to be like, how that's going to play out. So it was a very small part of the week, but it was probably like the most intriguing to me. And then I was very curious about how Heather's going to play into the dynamic, and just like continuing to love Allie Mills as Heather. And so please more. I loved her being like, asking Dante to model for her. Like, she is like Tanya level thirsty for Dante. And it's like a marker of good taste. She's had some questionable taste in other areas, obviously. But she knows a good thing when she sees it. So I'm really I'm very curious about like Heather and Ryan, that combination. I hadn't really thought about those two crossing paths, so that'll be intriguing. And if nothing else, very funny. And likely creepy. So I'm game. I also just continue. I know I've already talked about this before, but I'm really into Elizabeth helping Nicholas hold Esme captive. I love Elizabeth's energy for Esme. It is absolutely correct. I do not feel sorry for Esme, even if that may be what they're trying to get at. I absolutely do not. I love it. Just makes me like Elizabeth more. So keep up that energy. Here for it. Love it. That girl violated your son. Fuck her up.
Can I add that it's so much more entertaining than the other person who's still on the canvas that doesn't need to be, that's all up in her life? And I'm glad he's not in her life right now because she's so busy helping Nicholas kidnap Esme.
Oh yeah. That's like one of my few hot takes, is that the fizzle chemistry, Finn and Liz chemistry is so bad that I would even rather watch fake Niz than watch those two together. Like I really I texted Tracy and was like, I can't believe I'm saying this, but they have markedly more chemistry. That's how bad the fizzle chemistry is. And it's really hard for me to say that this Niz has chemistry, because like all Tyler's Nicholas had with Liz was chemistry. Like everything else about them was like toxic and awful and all that. But like the chem is the chem is the chem.
Yeah.
But damn, this is where we're at. Great opportunity to write him off the canvas. I'm just saying. Both Finn and Nicholas, to be clear.
Hook I also, speaking of thirst, I definitely thirst tweeted about Ryan's new nurse. I was like, yes, absolutely.
It's leveling up.
I thirst tweeted about his nurse, and then he followed Sunday Shift. So things are
Who is it? Tell us about this nurse. Tell us about the
Brandon.
Brandon.
I don't know anything else about him, but that he looks like that, and his name is Brandon. And he follows Sunday Shift now. So, Brandon, you're always welcome on the show.
Hey, Brandon.
Sandra, please.
I'm doing that on behalf of you, because you know my love is where my love is right now.
I do. The heart wants what it wants.
Yes.
Is that the heart? Okay.
not just the heart. I think it's other.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, because I don't know that like that to be the heart, but
so yeah, him Ryan's new nurse working for me, or what is it, assistant or caretaker? New caretaker. Working. The other things working for me, I really like everything that Sasha at Rice Plaza showed what the show could be, which is like putting people in situations where folks that we didn't expect to cross paths, and then we are able to see things that we normally wouldn't see. So I had been saying for a while that Sasha and Sam should cross paths. So like
Mhm.
having it be like this natural way was really interesting. I hated the conversation between Sasha and Chase, but loved seeing them together. And it's really been a waste that her and Chase haven't been friends all of this time. Or at least on-screen friends all of this time. So I really appreciated that. Um, and they were able to bring people together to build character and not just in a plot way. And I really love the Joss and Carly relationship this week. I loved Carly's little nod, like people are gonna say like mother like daughter. I was like, are they trolling the audience right now? Like what's going on? But I did appreciate that because I do think that the relationship that she's having with Dex is like very much a callback to previous relationships. I'm excited about the possibility of Jocelyn becoming a doctor. We haven't had enough like hospital scenes, and maybe if she decides to become a doctor, we can have more hospital stuff. I heard in one of Gen M spaces, someone suggested that Dex become a paramedic because we know he's not going to stay in the mob. So I thought that was really cool. And so I really loved it. And I think that there's something I'd like to see explored with Jocelyn and Dex, which is Joss taking control of her sexuality. Because her like first time with Cam, she was like so violated. And so
Mhm.
much of that relationship, they weren't really acting like teenagers. You know, like when you're a teenager, you're gonna try to find time alone any and every way that you can, and that wasn't the relationship that Chaos had. Now Joss, whenever she sees Dex, she's ready. And
Mhm.
so I do want to see like her like I want to see them bring that in, like if they were going to have a story as big as the sex tape story and as like violating as that story, I would love to see her reclaim her sexuality by like being with someone she's like attracted to in that way, and like that being part of the storytelling. And Lord, go break up with Cam, girl. Like I know in your
Yeah.
head, in your heart, you're broken up with him, but go break up with that boy.
You need to yeah, do it legitimately. So we can really, um for
I
I kind
was
of want to yeah, go ahead. Do you have
oh,
a
I was
comment?
just saying I was laughing so hard at the fact that she did not bring up Cam. Like Carly had to be like, "What about Cam?" Like, and that was like, almost over. It's
Like
like I'm thinking, like, is my girl gonna remember that she's dating Cam still?
In her
right.
heart, she's not.
I get it. I was like, I got it, honey, but this is messy. So
Super.
let's close up the loop. Cameron doesn't know yet.
Yeah.
Because she
But
definitely was like, I'm not in love with anybody. I'm like, damn.
Like
crying. I was laughing so hard. And the thing is, I do have this affection for Cam that I,
Yeah.
didn't have
yeah.
maybe last year. But it's still just like it is something about that rite of passage of like when you real that sexual awakening energy where like
Yeah.
that shit just blows anything else out of your mind that isn't about that. So in a way, it made a lot of sense to me that she might be like, Cameron, Cameron, my boyfriend, because she's just never experienced that intensity before.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I do really like you saying it that way. I think I mean obviously we know some of this is around like William's availability because he's on recurring and he's out here living his life. William's like a real life rock star. So, and I'm so happy for him. But it just does like limit because also when we see him on screen, we don't want to just see him with Josh. We want to see him with Liz. We like seeing him with Spencer. And so for him to be a recurring character, he's like so important in relationship with so many people that it's hard to also write the chaos relationship, because truth be told, I don't think most people were really um I don't think people were invested in chaos. The writing was never there for them. I never thought that they kind of look like brother and sister, if we're being honest. And both of those like actors seem to be like ready to move on from that relationship. And so I think that's like the speed and the pace that we're seeing on the canvas. But I would like them for them to close the loop with my boy. Like, let him please break up with him.
They seem to have they put them together, it seemed like, with the intent of like eventually breaking them up. You know,
Yes.
and of course that's true with like also couples, like they're gonna break up eventually, but like they were never put together with the intention of investment.
Right.
And often like this served as like a contrast between like you just saw how much more invested Joss was in Trina than Cameron was, like almost like the purpose of their relationship was to show how much more connected they were to other people on the canvas.
Yeah, I mean, even with like the sex tape thing, they like the show never invested it. Like they weren't, because the show gets to like talk about or like hand over soap opera digest content or soaps in depth content, and they were never handed over as a pairing. Like the show literally has never invested in them. They weren't even invested in like a build up to them. Their drama was like Jason.
Ugh,
Whereas
like
to
so many other characters.
whereas to like if you look at the flip side, even though I don't know why it's taking so long, on the flip side with Sprina, like it is clear that they are like the show is invested in them. Other people talk about them. So like when we see Victor in jail, he's like, he did this to Trina. Like everyone around them knows their relationship and how much they like orbit each other, and that shows investment because it's investment from the show and other characters. Chaos never had that. Jex is having that. But so we'll see what happens. But yeah, go break on my boy Cam, please.
Yeah. To kind of continue on, I mean, what was working with me was for a minute there, Dex made himself interesting to me. I mean, he was clearly sex flirting with Jocelyn, and I was like, he's like, oh, I wish I did more than just, later. I was like, girl, it was like very overt. I was like, oh. And then, his sense of humor, like, where'd you look up the information? Bulletwound.com. I was like, what? I was like, that was hilarious. That made me chuckle. And maybe I'm a simpleton to laugh at stuff like that, but I thought it was funny. And so he was like very much more interesting to me than he had ever been. Like, even when he was like high and he was flirting with her, calling her beautiful, I was like, oh, that made him more interesting to me. So he's slightly working. So keep it up. I don't know.
That's a lot.
Yeah. Drunk Huntington Britt worked for me. She was hilarious. Like, I mean, we didn't know, like, people kept thinking she was drunk, and she probably wasn't, but she was drinking. And then she was so funny, though. Like, it was like hilarious. Her and Ava. I love that.
Good.
We didn't know we needed them.
Right. It was very hilarious.
You never had a birthday party?
What? She's like, the last time I had sex and love was with, oh yeah, your husband. I was like,
no, she said relationship sex.
Relationship sex. Yeah, or something like that. I was like, oh, that's hilarious. So I'm gonna miss her, even though he does deserve better. I don't know if she's getting that from the other show because she still seems a little second fiddle there, but and then Sante. I actually didn't. I was okay with the scene with Heather. It was just, it didn't seem like he went there, didn't get the answers he needed, and left. But I was like, good to see you though. And then I had heart eyes. But everything else was great. I actually but this kind of goes into what's not working for me. I loved his scenes with Sunny. I don't like the fact that Sunny's getting new storylines. I don't like it. I'm like, I love that he has scenes with his dad, but I don't want more reason for Sunny to be, front and center. I don't like that, he has scenes with Valentine talking about, Pikeman's story. That should be given to Selina. Selina is very much a better mobster than Sunny is. She is working her business. She's doing her thing. The Pikeman should be more interested in Selina than Sunny. you know, unless they really just want to have a reason to snuff him out to uplift Selena, that's fine. But I don't think Valentine should be, I think it probably would even be more interesting to have Valentine and Selena mix it up. So yeah, stop, these lines shouldn't, these storylines would, even the whole family, thing with Selena. I want that. I want to understand how her family's interacting with her. I want to have her have more business. Sonny doesn't need that. There's too much of him already. He needs to figure his life out and let the business deal
Off
it
camera on the
off
island.
on the island somewhere. Yeah.
On State of Mind, whatever.
Whatever he's trying.
What if Mo has a State of Mind episode and his guest is Sunny?
My God.
I'll add him.
He'll do an essay on his character.
People need it.
He'll talk about why he's right.
Right.
I want to see it. I don't. No, that'll be too disturbing. Never mind.
Yeah, because he justifies Mike and Sunny shenanigans. I don't think
the inner workings of that. Never mind. I take it back. Or do I? I will say I similarly, I was like, I hate that Sunny's in these scenes, but Dom's performance, so good. I thought he was really good all week, but like that scene, I was like, I feel something here, even though you're talking about being a cop,
right?
And Sunny's in this scene, so that says a lot about how good the performance was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought Dom was really good, really compelling. In my notes, I was like, heavy is the head that wears the favorite sun crown.
It was so good.
It was so it was so interesting to have Sunny like continue to bring up Michael. I'm like, bro, why are you trying to create this wedge between your sons? Like, if I can't have Michael, no one can. Like, it's just so weird.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Dom did great with the scenes.
Like, I'm not Michael.
Right.
Like,
I'm hot. Okay.
And I won't be cutting this audio and editing Dom either.
Why?
I'm not Michael. I'm hot.
I'm hot. These are all complimentary things, Tracy. Go ahead and let them know that we love them.
I am not an unseasoned, untoasted piece of white bread. I'm a bite-sized snack. I'm a charcuterie.
My God. I mean, I will cut this audio. I'm just saying I can't at the actors.
Okay.
We all have our boundaries.
Okay. Just like add Chad. No, I won't add Chad. I won't add him.
I'm not here. I you know what? I'm not here to cyberbully Chad Duel. He gets enough of that as is.
I was watching Arrow, and he was like one of the characters at the very end. I was at the Leo meme, and I pointed. Yeah. All of that. Not working for me, all the disconnected story.
Yeah.
There is too much going on, and maybe there's some connections that we don't know about, but they're just all over the place. And I think part of it is because they keep writing stuff and they don't have, like, they just need to storyboard. Like Chris and Dan, we've already talked about Frank. He hasn't texted us. Chris and Dan, call us. We need to be on video together. Because
yeah, you can't just text us. We need to have a conversation.
We need to have a real conversation.
We all have premium Zoom accounts, so we can talk to you for longer than 40 minutes too.
For real. I want to use some of the features, whiteboard, because we really need to storyboard this out.
Yeah.
So listen, we got the hooker, we got whatever Victor is up to, we got Anna on the run, Esme pregnant, a new threat to Sunny. We got too many parental scandals. Who's the parent? Trina, stable baby, Willow.
Ryan.
We got because we don't know who Esme's mom is. We got the conservatorship with Gladys's gambling problem. We got Miss Wu and what she did with Britt. We got the Me Too music story, and we got whatever is going on between Heather and Ryan. That's too much. And that's just what I can name off the top of my head.
But yeah, now we got the whole pikeman and story, whatever that's supposed to be, that threat
Yeah, it's too much.
much.
So that didn't work for me. And then the BOQ and Chase breakup
Oh
did
my
not work for me. And
God.
I know that I am in the minority. I even put a poll up on our Instagram. I'm Team BOQ because this just didn't make any sense. When was there a due date on the letter? Like, who knew that was happening? There was no due date on the letter. Like, if it was that important, I just couldn't be invested. I can't be invested in y'all just making like Chase being a cop his whole personality. I couldn't be in like it was like, if I'm not a cop, who am I? Stop it. Are you Rory now? Like, right, please. Like, it was too much. So that already was like a turnoff for me. And then it was like just too convoluted. So listen, Chase, if you can't stop punching people, bro, maybe you shouldn't be a cop. I mean, nobody should, but like you probably shouldn't be. So that's the other reason I couldn't invest. Like, even if you were defending Brooklyn, what does that mean? If somebody being disrespectful to Brooklyn means you get to punch them, but you actually deal with something worse than that every day as a cop, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not invested in that. And then, so it's already the investment off top, but then Brooklyn's letter maybe would have swayed, maybe not. Like it's being written as if her letter was just like the smoking gun, and if she would have done it, then all of a sudden he would have been reinstated. No, it's not true. And if it was that important, Dante, why wouldn't you have said something to Chase about it? You know how schemy Brooklyn is. If it was really that important, you would have said when you saw the two of them, "Hey Brooklyn, what's up with this letter?"
All right.
And you would have been like, and you would have text Chase like, "Make sure BLQ gets this letter in." Like, you didn't do any of that, so it's really hard for me to believe that this letter was that important. So I get that Chase was like mad, and I'm not even saying that he shouldn't have had an attitude with her, but I'm saying that the breakup was too much
It was
for
not
me.
giving. It was not giving. Because everyone just, I didn't understand anyone's like motivations didn't make sense. Like Dante, I'm like, why are you acting like you're brand new to Brooklyn? I know you're not. You know about her. Why were you
Been
not
there.
on her ass if it was really that important? And then also, why was he like, well, I think maybe she meant, but you know, she didn't mean to.
You absolutely knew she didn't mean to.
Need to. Don't you don't have to lie. Because I like that about her actually.
Right.
Her excuse was also very thin too. So that was another layer of it where I was like, I kind of wish she had just been like, what about it? Or like trying to make it really more like lean into the selfishness piece. At least that's honest or believable, but like that she wanted to save you do that to save their relation. That doesn't make any sense. That don't make
No. And there's something they do with this new generation of Quartermains, which is like they keep making them refer to their behavior as Quartermain behavior instead of just doing it. So it's like, well, you know how the cues are. Are you talking about yourself? Just do it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that with Brooklyn, to your point, just say you were selfish. Just say you wanted Chase to be a. They do too much, as the writers do too much of like trying to assign motivation to people. Sometimes the motivation is just selfishness. Let people play that out, redeem them, come back. Everything doesn't have to be these shades of gray. Like, there are certainly shades of gray characters, and that makes sense. But everything that people do, every motivation doesn't have to be that. Some of it could just be selfish. Some of it could just be whatever. And then we can like go from there. But this, like, to your point, her excuse was so flimsy. I was like, I don't care. But also, what is this breakup, bro?
It
Stop it.
was very harsh. I didn't think the punishment fit the crime, if we're thinking in cops terms.
Right. Like, another reason that he shouldn't be a cop. You too extreme, bro.
Right. Yeah.
Like, it just was too much for me. Like I said, he could be mad. They could have had an argument. He could have stormed out. But this idea of a breakup, I was like, y'all just got together. And also, it's really hard as a member, like as a viewer, to invest in a breakup because like the next day, the like official account dropped really cute like Chase in Brooklyn a couple pictures. Like, okay, so clearly we're getting back together. I also know that y'all didn't spend 2 years building this couple to like break them up over this. Let people be together.
Mhm.
Or like at least build towards an interesting conflict.
Right.
This is
Yeah, I would have liked to see their conflict be more. I mean, it's just so much more that could have happened for them. She could have been, yeah, it's just so much more interesting stuff that could have happened to them. I don't even want to get into. I have so many ideas. Maybe I can write
You don't
fanfic.
think that he's gonna end up forgiving her and they're getting back together? You don't think this is just a blip in the road?
It's a blip, but I'm saying like it's not even interesting. Of
Mm.
course he's gonna forgive her. Like I can't invest in a breakup when I know that they're just about to get right back together. And why write that for them when there's interesting stuff they could do as a couple?
Mhm.
Like everything doesn't have to be this like they just don't know how to write couples. The best couple for me on screen right now is Vanna, and they're not even on screen. Anyway, what's not working for y'all?
Oh, well, I already said the giving Sunny storylines isn't working. I need this scene, even though awesome as it was, to be the last scene of Spencer in jail. And I actually wasn't a fan of the fire, maybe because I just don't I'm a little traumatized about people dying of fire on this show. Now, when I watch Game of Thrones, I'm all for it. Dracarys, yes, fire them, burn them up. But on GH, I was just like, it was jarring for me, so I didn't like it. But at the same time, on Wednesday, I was all, dang it, I thought she died. What? So I don't know. Maybe the fire thing just wasn't working, but I did want her to die. So I don't know.
all around, neither thing worked for you.
It didn't work.
And she also didn't die, so you suffered for nothing.
Right.
I
So
didn't need her to die, but I just also her return wasn't giving. Sandra, I'll let you say what didn't work for you, and then I do want to get into like what y'all felt about the return arc.
Hmm. Well, I mean, we already talked about this, but the Nina and Willow is not giving. All I can think is Sam and Alexis did it better.
mhm.
I cared more about both those characters. I care not for either of these. I mean, I this has probably the most I've liked Willow or been interested in her. Interested is a stretch. I feel empathy. I'm definitely not one of those people. I'm pretty much off the online commentary, but I do like pop in every once in a while in a moment of boredom. And I have seen people be like, I don't feel sorry for her. And I'm like, I'm glad that we are not acquainted in real life because that's pretty harsh. Okay. I do feel for her. But yeah, otherwise it's just dragging on. Please just like let's move on, please. Like
Yeah.
let's get everything out in the open because that's what actually is interesting is the fallout. We'll see. It's not Chris and Dan's strong suit, but again, Zoom us premium accounts. So don't worry. I don't know if y'all can afford premium accounts anymore, but
We got it, so don't worry about
we all
it.
work for nonprofits, so we got it. Anyway, but what I would say that also what's not working for me is the crew like barrier
So
being
stupid.
Yeah.
like so y'all had Thanksgiving with him. This man was starting to possibly put you in jail, but y'all gonna eat pizza together. This isn't just like, Quartermain, like, I want the company, you want the company, let's fight. This is like, this man is like, I want to put you in jail. Having pizza with him, and then the next day you're like, I don't know if we can be together because this man that we just had pizza with last night is trying to put us in jail. Nobody cares. Like, the lead up was so silly, like the Jacksonville shit. Like, why was that their lead up? And then this is their barrier?
Can I say the other thing? So, Crew is my ship. And also, I don't like it. Because the other thing I don't like is the other barrier, which is like him helping Willow find her mom and Carly sabotaging it.
It's the overlap of both storylines that I do not need.
It is so stupid. Because here's the other thing, Drew, not private investigator Drew, that Carly told you that Harmony said that Nina was Willow's mom. Now, she told you that wasn't true, but that still doesn't mean that's not where you start trying to find her mom, because there would have been a reason that Harmony said that.
Right. So you start with Harmony to find out why.
So, like, this idea that you're like trying to find some commune instead of the thing that was right in front of you, and saying to Carly, hey Carly, you're saying that this is a lie. You said that you ran this DNA test, you said whatever. Can you tell me why you think Harmony would have said this? Can you tell me da? No, you just
Or maybe we should get another DNA test just to confirm.
Just to confirm.
That DNA test by any chance? Because also it's like, if you know Carly,
right.
And he has Jason's memory, so he does know Carly.
Right. And he knew Carly as Drew too.
Right.
And like all of her mess. Like, they were friends. And so I'm like, that would be I'm not friends with Carly, but I know her well enough to be like, okay, girl.
Oh, I want to see.
I know you said, and I love you, but you're a liar.
I love secretly holding your hand at the Quartermains during pizza time and song time.
Any less a liar. In fact, I love that about you.
But that is amazing, but you're a liar.
So I'm, don't trust and verify. That's how I feel about that.
Because Cameron Matheson said something. He like did an interview in Soap Central or Soap Opera Digest, and I'm just like, bro, you got to stop doing these interviews until you research this character. And I know that Drew is like a made up character. It was like made up because Steve Burton wanted to come back, and they were like, sure, Steve, we love you, but I just need you to know, or somebody to go whisper to him or talk to him and be like, bro, this is actually what you should know about Carly. This is actually what your character knows about Carly. Her lying is actually like a rite of passage to your love.
It's more certain than her telling the truth.
Yeah.
Right.
It's
extremely silly. It's extremely silly.
Well, since you talked about, and then we talked, like, since the one thing I saw that I laughed about when I peeked online, I really want to get off Twitter altogether. Elon has just like killed the experience. My main account is locked because like it might have been part of like some hacker thing. I don't know. It's just a lot going on. I'm like, I actually am good on the platform. But I did peek and I saw somebody talk about Joss, and they were like, if Joss is so mad at Sunny and she's also a cheater, we don't see the difference between a 19-year-old cheating on the boyfriend that she's not in love with and Sunny cheating on his wife.
Serial cheater on his wife.
And also, it's like the cheating on his wife with his kidnapper energy is like a little different.
So it just kind of made me laugh because it also had like all of these likes. Like everyone's like, yeah, you're right. And I was like, cool.
You know what Twitter loves? Some false equivalency. Like it basically runs on it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I saw another one that was like, it was like after Jocelyn said she wanted to be a doctor. And this is no shade to the original poster of this, because I know they've actually said positive things about Epiphany. But like the original, the post was like, if I want to hear about anybody becoming a doctor, it's this character. And it was like a picture of Epiphany. And like it had a bunch of likes. And I'm like, I didn't know Epiphany was this popular. Bring her back. Let her sing at the nurses' ball. We'll see how much we
Right.
get these
Yeah.
these likes. Anyway. Um, yeah, I don't miss being online. Um, how did y'all feel about Holly's return?
It was meh.
All I
Meh.
know, she fucked things up for Anna and then left before it was fixed. So what are we
That's,
doing here?
that's exactly what I said. I was like, wait a second, so she's leaving? Who wants to clear Anna?
Right. How are they gonna get Anna off?
What's going on?
Like Alicia, what's up?
Yeah, and then Felicia is gonna be the one aiding and abetting Holly getting away with Anna being framed for murder.
Also,
Where's Lucy?
where's Lucy?
Yes! Where is Lucy?
Like you're leaving. We haven't even. Where's Lucy? What's happening?
It was just, it was all, I mean, so first of all, like she just left a mess. Nothing was like answered. It was all just more messed up. And like I said in our last episode, I don't have any great affinity for Holly because like I wasn't watching when she was originally on. And every time she's been on since I've been watching, she's kind of come and left a mess. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I'm just like, who is this? But I don't want to like shade people who have an affinity for the character because, like, I grew up on Days. And so when they bring back old characters, I'm like, yes, I'm so happy to see this person or whatever. Well, Holly, I'm just like, what's going on? Like, what just happened here? Why does her fake leaving to a burn unit mean that Ethan's going to be okay? Wouldn't that mean he was expendable? He could just die?
It
Like,
was
right?
This is what happens when you leave Robert to his own devices. This is a very Robert plan to me. And this is what happens when Anna can't be like, did we think this through? I am the prize, Grandpa.
It was very weird. So I mean, I didn't think it was giving. I didn't understand what she was doing. I I didn't particularly find anything that she was doing compelling. I don't care about Ethan. I think that part of it, and I think that with you can see that they're trying to like pivot Victor into actually being like more of a villain. Um, because like Charles Shaughnessy's so charming and people like him. And so like, I don't think people are seeing him in this like whole villain mode. People are just like, yeah, it's just Victor. And like they just keep it moving. And this was like, look, he shot Paloma in front of her. And I was like, I don't know Paloma. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who is this? And if he shot Paloma in front of her, what makes me think that he wouldn't shoot Ethan? Who is Ethan? He's gonna let him go? Or now you're gonna go look for him? I don't.
You're just gonna forget that he has him. So, you know,
And
like they do.
and he's not gonna go like check the so-called burn unit where you're at, knowing that you're surrounded by nothing but spies.
Nothing to see here. She's in a coma.
Doesn't he have people in WSB as
Yes.
well?
Yes.
Lots. Because he used to run it.
So
So
yeah, he can easily verify this, burn unit.
It was
easily.
not, I
Mhm.
was not swept. was not sweeping. I could have been if they had just let her be dead.
Oh God.
Also, okay,
exactly. That's why I wanted her to die.
Right. And I guess I don't know why they felt like they needed to wrap it up like that, because it's like she would have been dead and I also would have been like, she's not really dead. But I don't need to see that. I just know that like whenever they might pick up, maybe it's because they don't want to have to pick her story back up because of like the constraints around her health later on. But I was just like, I don't know. I didn't need this reveal. I would have been much more satisfied with just the flaming hot Holly, you know?
But I think they also didn't want to leave with like, because after the reveal, Robert looked prior to the reveal, Robert looked kind of dumb. So they had to like reveal that like he wasn't dumb, he was in on it, and Holly wasn't like, even like the little kind of thing at the end where he's like, "Are you forgetting something?" And then she kisses him, and then he's like, "No, I meant the necklace." Like, like all of that. It's just like, I don't care. But I mean, I'm sure that there are people who do. So congrats to them, I guess. But I am not one of them.
I can tell you right now, I do not think Robert is any smarter. It has made no difference to me.
Yeah, because he still believes her enough
where he still has not exonerated Anna.
Yeah, he's not exonerating Anna.
He let her leave without exonerating Anna.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
You don't love that.
Robert, we still have not settled the score about Trina.
Right.
So
it's strike 2, bro.
It's not looking good for you.
Recall. We have more of a reason for a recall because now Anna is in jail.
It just reminds me of how Tara keeps talking about how the friends of Port Charles weren't wrong.
They weren't wrong about, she doesn't think they're wrong about Laura.
About any of like the people in charge. All of y'all are shady. Like it was
right?
like, nothing that they said was wrong.
Cyrus, you know what? Because you know why? Cyrus always tells the truth.
Yes.
You don't want to hear it. And it's for his own gain. He doesn't lie.
Cyrus and the Bible verses.
He knows them by heart. The scales of the eyes. I was like, wow.
But I'm such a heathen. I don't know if it's right or not. I'm just like, yeah, that's probably in the Bible. Sure.
No, I think
anything, and I would say, yeah, it's from the Bible.
No, that part was in the Bible.
You're like, Cyrus could be like, trust but verify. Jesus.
Right. I will crack up if all he said was Jesus wept. I would die. I would die.
I'm waiting on it.
Yes.
So the official Sunday shift take is that Holly's return wasn't given.
Was not. Did not sweep.
Did not sweep.
Did not lightly dust. There's no Swiffer duster here.
The only thing that came out of it was like Vanna on the run sex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they could have done that for any number of reasons. And they could have been
Alex. They could have brought back Alex for that.
Oh yeah.
We could have had double the Finola.
Yeah.
Instead, we have
double the Devane. And the thing about it is, oh, go ahead.
I did notice on the Twitter, Finola tweeted, she's like, I am not on a scheduled break. So it's not her, it's them.
Finola said, mind your own PTO.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't worry about me. I'm good. I'm employed. Thank you.
Right.
Gainfully. I'm a fan favorite. I'm part of the best couple. What you gonna do? Don't tweet about me. Tweet about you.
People are calling the FCC on me. Okay?
People are calling the FCC on my love scenes. Worry about yourself.
Worry about yourself. She's fine. And fine.
Mm-hmm. Boom. Double entendre. We love to see it. We are very snarky and giggly today, and I love that energy for us. It's
I
no
have
winter.
peppermint bark is contributing.
Ooh. Oh, you know what? I got some chocolate too. My lint truffles.
Oh my
Ooh.
god, I get so addicted to those things.
I made myself very sick yesterday, and I predict it will happen again.
You just eat them and eat them and eat them.
Ugh, I want it. Um, all right, let's talk about some free for all hot topics because I just watched. I have so many. My God.
Mm.
So I will try to condense.
I've already used most of mine. What
Why
I
don't you
will
start us up?
is I loved Selena's part in the poisoning of Victor. I loved the flashbacks. She was by far like the most compelling scene partner for Holly. Like I was like, oh, is there anyone that she doesn't have chemistry with? She's just a fucking machine of chemistry.
I was actually getting into the idea of a Selena Victor relationship.
Yes.
I was like, what?
You know what? It's for me, it's still on the table.
I was like, Lydia Look is just like power and sexuality walking. You know what I'm saying? Every scene she brings it. She's like, it's like she like does every scene like it could be her last, but we know it's not her last because she's so damn good. We know she's coming back. Ugh, I stand. I stand Lydia Look.
Stan. Yes. She was so compelling. And it was like so satisfying to also see her take like her own kind of like moral stance on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was more than just obviously she is in it for her and her money, and I'm all about that for her actually. But there was also a little bit of like, you know what? He's a piece of shit.
There's a special place in hell for him.
I would have poisoned him anyway because I'm making money moves, but also I'm gonna enjoy it because he did this awful thing.
Mm-hmm.
I loved that for her. I felt the satisfaction as well, and I love Victor. So
I actually appreciate that about, and this is why I think that we all like get along so well. Just in general, is that the way we watch the show is that like even if somebody is my fave, like I want bad things to happen to my fave, or I want like conflict for my fave because it gives them like compelling story. And
Mm-hmm.
you know, as a Carly fan, I'm like, listen, you better knock her ass down a peg or two or three or five sometime, and she's gonna come back swinging every time, which is why I
Right.
like her. But she can't just be she can't just win. Like she got to lose sometimes. So I just like appreciate that about the way all of us watch the show. It's not through like this one lens. Like I love Victor, so if somebody hurts Victor, they're like done with me. It's like no, Victor's a villain. I love every time he's on screen, and I love it when somebody takes him down a peg.
Yeah. Is it my turn?
Yes.
I was laughing out loud at them being scared of a loose turkey. That cracked me up. I was like, why are you guys all outside watching this turkey run crazy in your kitchen? I mean, it's not that huge of a turkey. Really. Y'all could have just took a sack and put him in there. Like, I love that Leo let him loose. I love that. Or like, can we cook this turkey? Leo's like, not anymore. I let him loose. I just loved it. It was hilarious. That was
I love it when it's the Leo show.
yes.
I love his chaotic energy. So chaotic.
It's like cute and chaotic, so it's like the perfect combo. Every time I see Leo, I know it's gonna be what is the soap equivalent of a bop? That's what it is when you see Leo. It's a bop. It's a bop.
Absolutely.
Wow.
There was a Lulu mention. Keep her asleep.
When was there a Lulu mention?
Scott and Laura were talking, and
Oh.
Scott had asked Laura if they were going to visit Lulu, and I was like, no.
What's Lulu?
Never heard of it.
What's a Lulu?
Let's keep it moving. Sandra, anything else from you?
Pass.
I got you. I
I
have
got
enough.
I have one.
Yes, please.
I was like, yes, at Gladys for yelling at Alexis for being stupid.
I knew you would love it. I knew you would love it.
I was yes. I was like, yes.
Alexis was being so annoying. Like,
Right.
So
is
annoying.
generally pretty annoying, but I was just like, girl, you are not doing a public service. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Alexis used to be the DA. She knows better. Like, I just hate that they have her acting like she's not good at this job. Like, she always has to check in with oh boy. Like, she's doing stupid shit like this. Like, absolutely not Alexis. Bye.
She's becoming. I know. Let me not do that because that's mean.
Put it in the chat. Um,
Like, we want to know, but it's okay if you don't want to say it out loud, but we still want to know what the mean thing is.
I was gonna say, so while I love everything Liz is doing, if I'm being honest, I love it. I don't understand the motivation of it. Oh yeah, that's true. I don't understand the motivation of it. Like, I don't get it. Why would you do this for Nicholas? But I'm also interested because she brought up complications. I love that Esme was like, you think he's gonna let me stay on the island? Like, it was just like really funny. But so like, I enjoy the scenes. I think it's right that she's there, but I think that there should have been more build up to like explain to us what was Liz's motivation for helping Nicholas in this way, because we actually haven't seen them be friends in so long that it doesn't make sense that their history would push her to keep another pregnant woman um you know, hostage for him. But at least it's not a panic room.
It's not. It's a very nice room.
It is.
It's nice in my room.
Mm-hmm.
And that's basically where I am all day. So I also don't feel sorry for Esme.
No. Somebody's delivering her meals. She's got a private doctor slash nurse.
Yeah, she just needs some more books and a nice TV hookup. She's got it made.
And she had more stuff in her room. But then she tried to kill Nicholas. She didn't try hard enough, which is another reason why she deserves what she gets. Now, if she had successfully killed Nicholas,
Oh my goodness.
I would never forgive her. I will never forgive her for what she's done. But would there be a tiny smidge of respect there? Absolutely. No forgiveness, but a begrudging speck of respect, yes. But now, than that, I dislike you even more for being such a failure.
Exactly.
Love
Right.
you, Abe.
Yes, love you, Avery.
So we can tag her in this. See?
Yes.
I'm sure she might agree. Let my character kill Nicholas already. My God.
Tanya, next hot take.
I don't have any more. Sorry.
Oh no.
I'm just gonna rip off of you.
All right, let's do it. Because I have plenty. I just watched it. I just like binged it today. And you know, I'm like 2 hours ahead of y'all. So I just had all morning. All right. Heather flirting with Dante. What I loved is that even Dom laughed. And I felt like it was Dom and not Dante. I wanted her to be like, let me paint you like one of my French girls, but they didn't give me the Titanic references that I need.
They can't afford this.
Mm-hmm. I really feel like Dom, the actor, is having a lot of fun in the scenes.
Yeah.
It was apparent even in the first one in the restaurant. He enjoyed doing that. So yeah.
That's another reason why Lulu can stay asleep.
Please. So the Holly and Laura scenes, what I wrote down when she's like, I have business out of town. I was like, girl, you just washed ashore. What business could you possibly have?
I actually wrote a hot take on this. I was like, why would Holly tell Laura what she's doing? She's like, I need a ride share. That's just inviting someone to offer you a ride. So like you basically force Laura to give you a ride and then you kidnap her. I was just like so amateurish. I don't get it.
But at least she called Kevin.
Whatever.
Wow.
She's not a real spy. She didn't go to Anna spy school.
No.
And it shows.
Bam. No one is getting the screen time and investment that Esme and this pregnancy are. I'm tired of it and I don't care.
I think I wrote that I was a little confused because it sounds like she might actually care about the baby, but I'm confused because she's willing to use the baby as a pawn. I don't know. She sounds like she kind of regrets. She doesn't want to lose the baby. I don't know.
I don't care. They're just not going to redeem her for me. Again, this is what you do. What they do, they take people too far, and they try to like. No, I don't care.
Give her
Absolutely
a
not.
twin.
Give her a twin.
Yeah, she's
They can stay, but Esme's got to go.
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense if Ryan's her dad. He's a
Yeah.
twin. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Twin. Boom.
Let's have a good twin or like a morally gray twin, but how about a twin that has not collectively traumatized all of us?
Right. And drugged a black girl. I'm good on her.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of Esme, is Heather her mom? Is that possible? I just need somebody who knows a little bit more history of GH. Though they do just make shit up, though.
I mean, I guess it's possible.
Heather's had a lot of maybe kids, right? First it was Frango, then it was Jason. She thought she, yeah, I don't know.
I guess. I mean, does it matter?
No.
Obviously.
I would have liked to see Tross at the soup kitchen. Like I'm tired of them just like witness or like naming things and not saying it. Like that would have been a great time for them to have a conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't actually heard Trina talk about her visit with Spencer. That would have been great.
Right.
Yeah, we
How she felt about it.
yeah.
Mhm.
Give me my kids.
So many Jason mentions. I hate it.
It's fully confirmed that Steve is now at Days, right? So they need to leave him alone, let him die, and move on.
I rarely ever listen to their podcast, but he has that podcast with Bradford. And they had Michael Fairman on and kind of went through a lot of GH. And it was really funny because even they hate the Finn and Liz story. Like they were just like, wait, what? But Steve was talking about being on GH, or not GH, but on Days, and they filmed so far in advance. And so he's going to be like in the Bo and Hope story because on Beyond Salem, he was with Hope. So he'll
Why
be
is he
in
always
the.
gotta intrude everywhere?
I'm very sad about it because I don't want to see him, but I do. I'm definitely going to be watching for Bo and Hope, obviously. I do have a beef with Days. I'm gonna write Ron a letter. Um. Oh, I said Victor and Selena ship. Put me on it.
Yes.
um. Why do they have Sasha flashing back to that high ass wedding?
And
Can
acting
she
like
even
she
remember
wasn't
it?
high.
Right.
I hate it when they flash back to it like that's like a tender moment because I'm like, you're acting like I wasn't there and I was, and she
It
was
was
high.
uncomfortable. Um. Shout out to this gambling addiction that Gladys apparently has, because what it does is remind us that Corbin is a made up ass last name. So let's walk through this because Tara and Jen walked me through this. Corbin was actually Mike's made up name. His last name is Corinthos.
Mike's, yeah.
Yeah, and he made up Corbin to get rid of his gambling debts so that people couldn't find him. So
Oh.
Corbin's not a real last name. So when they brought on Brando as Corbin and Gladys as Corbin, they just didn't know the history.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
Awkward.
ew. It is awkward.
So shout out to that, I guess. Like,
Maybe Gladys had to change her last name too.
Because she was a
Because of
gambler.
her, like they're like, let's just like get rid of this name together. We have so much gambling debt that we've accumulated, and we made Brando eat at the casino buffet, and I was like, stop coming for my childhood. Thank you.
I thought about you.
Spent a lot of times in casinos. Shout out to not my parents. I'll blame them for a lot of things. But that was not them.
That was not. Um, my favorite Victor line. No need to make this divorce more complicated than you have by sleeping with Spencer's girlfriend. Wait, let me read it again because it made me laugh. No need to make this divorce more complicated than you have by sleeping with Spencer's girlfriend. Not the read. Oh Lord. A Rory mentioned, and Trina could not care less. Get my niece out of this fake ass relationship.
Oh, like when he was like, well, I know you're sad, you can't see your man.
And she was like,
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 Oh, you mean no, not Spencer. Oh, right. I'm also in a relationship that I've forgotten about.
it was exactly that vibe. Like, yeah, my man is locked up. Oh, you mean that's
oh. You know what? He has not been on the campus, and I am not missing him.
no.
I'm
Why
not
would
being
you
like,
miss
where's
him?
Rory? Is Rory investigating Anna? I'm not. No.
I hope so, because that means they're not gonna find Anna.
I mean, they like clearly like the investment in Rory was obviously not there. He isn't even in any of the cop stuff. Like
Right.
he's
I know, like he
nowhere.
wasn't. I was like, we're not gonna see him investigating Holly.
Yeah. He should have been on the scene.
Yeah,
Getting people coffee at the very least.
Right. Or at the table typing on a fake computer.
I'm wondering if there was like, because like I have been wondering like what's going on with Sprina and why we haven't seen them. Because like even with other like couples that have like long bills, like people are on screen together, and so I'm wondering if there was like some Rory rewriting, and so part of the reason that we haven't seen Sprina is because we were supposed to be seeing Rowena. But in any event, I'm sorry, bro, you're not missed. Um, by me or by Trina, to be honest. Uh, oh, in retrospect, with the Holly on fire scenes, I had to laugh at Robert's acting.
Oh
Not
yeah, it was
Tristan,
very dramatic.
but Robert's acting.
Yeah.
Robert Scorpio was going for the award, okay? Had Mac holding him back. He was looking like a damsel in distress.
Now, I still feel like Charles Shaughnessy's fake acting was way better. Victor's fake acting was better than Robert, but Robert was being very dramatic.
He was giving it his
No,
all.
baby, no, no, Holly. I'm like, I wasn't. Yeah.
So like watching it the second time was so funny, knowing that he knew that Holly was okay. Because it was like, oh, bro, you're really going for it. Got it.
Had to make it believable, you know.
Oh.
Very important that everything makes sense. Speaking of awards, I do have one related, unrelated hot take, which is
Please.
that I really feel like GMA 3 should win Best Daytime Drama in 2023.
Okay.
Already
Okay.
won
Can we
in my
talk
I
eyes.
love
about
that.
how our Oakland mayor got interviewed by them, and I was more intrigued by the scandal.
Can you imagine? So here's what I think about. I've thought about every day since it broke. Can you imagine being TJ Hole's wife and hopping on the internet and having all these people say, dang, they messed up, but they do have Kim? Can you imagine?
The Kim is undeniable.
Somebody said they had 90s rom-com Kim. Like, I was just like,
Oh.
oh my God.
Watching the clips, I'm like, it's so like cringy because I'm just like, yeah, they're fucking. Yeah. If they're not, they want to. And it's everywhere.
The one picture of them at the bar where she like has her head down on the bar, like laughing. I'm like, nothing he's ever said has been that funny. You
No.
can never laugh at a man like that unless you're sleeping with him.
Yes. Absolutely. Because there's no way. Nobody believes that he's actually that funny.
Oh no.
No.
Yeah.
Consent. So
I really thank you for
GMA3.
bringing up my favorite daytime drama, which is GMA3. This is how messy I am. I had never watched that show a day in my life. The story broke, and then the next day I watched.
Oh, their ratings, their ratings went through the roof.
Right. And that's why ABC's not doing anything about it. They're like, we're just gonna write it out. And
ABC is like, well,
nope.
the chem is the chem is the chem. What am I supposed to do?
So good.
Chem is the ratings.
It's very related. I appreciate you for bringing it up.
The ball's in your court today, show.
Right. What can you bring?
For us?
And it's definitely not going to be as good as what this is. What does Spinelli do? Is he working for the mob now? Because Dude gave up his whole wife for the mob and for Jason, and then Jason died, and Sonny only calls Brick. So what does Spinelli do?
Steal people's information, private data.
The dating game.
It's Spinelli giving our private data to Elon Musk.
Spinelli is programming that AI portrait shit. Next.
Yes, he is. I hated that Sasha was talking about what happened, like when she was talking to Chase. She's like, "This is our karma." It's not, Sasha. That's not what karma is. It's not how it works. No. But I also love how she became the sounding board for the whole town. So she basically is like not even a year off from her dead baby. She just lost Brando. And everybody's like, come listen to my problems.
She's just being emotionally dumped on, and her money is being stolen. Her money, her autonomy, everything.
It's really bad.
Can't even make decisions at work.
Being used as a reason to cause chaos.
And then Nina supposedly went to go see Willow to help her, and then came back and was like, "What about me?
I'm awful.
Please tell me I'm not awful." Oof, woof.
Willow better watch out, because with Nina and pregnant women, I'm surprised no one got her though.
Michael is about to probably get a restraining order, so let me tell you how. I mean, Willow is fine. I don't hate her as much as other people do. But what would make me like her character, what would make me stand her character, is with her dying breath, her telling Nina, "I don't want your bone marrow."
Wow, that is the most like Taurus moon shit you've ever said.
I would love it. She would forever be legendary to me.
Like, I will take your bone marrow if it's the last thing I ever do. Not even if it's the last thing I ever do. I will die before I take your bone marrow.
I will die, and I will hope that you also drop dead.
Right.
And I will drag you to hell with me.
Speaking of chemistry, Michael basically told Drew that him and Carly don't have it. He was like, I was really just getting a friendship vibe from y'all.
Everybody else was like, "Oh yeah, it's totally obvious you're together." Michael's like, "No, I'm not seeing it."
Michael said, y'all don't have that GMA3 chemistry. I'm so sorry. Like, I don't see it. Have you seen my chemistry with Dex? You don't have
You know,
that.
his judgment of what chemistry is flawed. So
Nah, he's like, have you seen my chemistry with Dex? Because this ain't it.
That right there.
Oh, I laughed about Nina saying, I keep trying to reconcile. And I'm like, that's why I excused your or I accused your wife. Oh no, this was Sunny saying he kept trying to reconcile with Michael. I'm like, that's why I accused your wife of cheating on you with a family friend. I gotta do something with Sunny. It's awful. Um Spencer saying, I don't get manipulated. Oh, honey.
Yeah.
Oh, honey.
I can see the trigger for you. Oh,
Sweetie, you do.
sweet.
my sweet child, you definitely do.
All the time. Oh.
Just
One of the most consistent things.
and finally, my last hot take, also about Sunny. I wish Valentine would have said, ask your girlfriend what Anna sees in me. See, that's what I'm talking about. Chris and Dan, call me. Zoom me. Zoom me. Okay. I got
he's
the
like,
lines.
Valentine's like,
You will not be able to find us on Twitter. So
I post that show and I pin it so they can add us. I might see it.
Sunny is with Valentine sloppy seconds. That is funny.
love it.
Love it.
It's the only thing I like about Sona.
I can't even pretend like I like anything about them. Sandra, tell us about the week ahead.
I'm really glad you have continued to not say what do we have to look forward to, because I'm ready. I'm always ready to say I can't tell you that. But what I can tell you are what the previews say will happen day by day, and offer some commentary along the way.
I'm excited.
Monday, Michael and Willow talk. Fascinating. Britt tells Austin about her plans. Is it like her estate plans? God, the storyline is.
Oh man.
Or her birthday party plans. You remember she said she was going to throw herself a birthday party?
Oh, the very depressing birthday party she's going to throw. I'm sure it'll be very funny. And like I do appreciate about Kelly her getting to play both. Like she can do. Let her show off her range. You've done enough to her. Robert and Laura work together, aka Laura's gonna help Grandpa find his keys. Valentine demands to Felicia to tell him something. Like, I'm curious about why you let the person who can exonerate Anna go. Thank you. Sunny pressures Dex. Tuesday, Elizabeth calls out Esme's bluff. Ava gives Trina some advice. Trina. Spencer gets a gift. Alexis finds Curtis. Why? Jordan is given an invitation. I hope it's from the hook and not Portia awkwardly inviting her to the wedding. Please, nobody invite Jordan to this wedding. Free Jordan.
Curtis has never met a white lady he doesn't want to help. And I hope Jordan is being invited on a date because she's so beautiful.
Right. I'm tired of believing that not everyone is trying to go on a date with Jordan. If y'all need a walk on, I'm available. I have a little PTO, so I could leave tomorrow. Okay, Wednesday, Cody shares something with Dante. Terry thinks something is wrong with Britt, and she is right. And it's not just about Cody. She's dying. I don't know if you knew that. Victor brings in a surprise. Finn doubts Nicholas. Can I tell you, there's nothing I care less about than a Finn and Nicholas scene. Felicia receives shocking news. Thursday, Sunny issues a threat. Martin makes a diversion, and it better be to get my girl exonerated. Because, Martin, I'm tired of your shit. Finn pleads with Liz. Nicholas is put on the spot. I wish it was the death spot. It's not. Ava visits Ryan. Mark your calendars, folks. There will be some acting happening on Thursday. I can't promise what will happen the rest of the week, but I know there will be some acting on Thursday. Friday, Sunny puts Dex on notice. Man, leave this man alone. God. Nina tries to make inroads with Jocelyn. I can't imagine that's gonna.
What?
When I first read that spoiler, I was like, can you not? I'm so tired.
She's just very persistent. She needs to stop.
That is a word for her.
Don't you got a magazine and half a hotel?
She got too much time on her hands.
And don't you have babies out there to steal out of people's wombs?
Because one of the hot takes I just realized I've missed was like her being like her stirring up controversy. Like, Sonny, don't you miss your daughters? He's like, oh, I just spent time with them. But no, don't you miss? Calm down.
Oh, you mean the daughter that you cut out of her mother's womb? That
She
one?
didn't cut. There was no cutting. Induced.
Induced. The syringe. Ye old syringe. Much better. Cutting was private practice, my bad. The difference was on private practice, that person did not become the main character of the show.
Correct.
They were like, we don't deal with this person anymore. Finn, okay, Friday. More Finn. He's shocked by what he sees. It's a boundary, and he has no idea what to do about it. What's this? I can't possibly respect this.
Some of Liz's business he'll tell to everybody.
Hey everyone, did you know my girlfriend dissociates and is extremely traumatized? And she killed my wife.
Yeah.
And finally, oh Lord, Spencer jumps to the wrong conclusion. Please don't make my child, look so silly. I'm embarrassed. If he says anything else out of pocket to Trina, I just feel like that's the direction.
This is so embarrassing. Let my kid out of prison. I'm tired.
Let him out of prison. Let him act right. He can still act not right.
Yeah, just out of prison.
Out of prison, act right, at least towards Trina. No, everyone else. I know I don't want to ask too much of him. Look at what he's been through. He was raised by nannies and wolves.
I'm tired of it. I want some rom-com shit. I want him to get out of prison and realize he was wrong and trek through the snow. I know that Britt wants R&B rain. It's winter. I want snow. I want him to show up outside of Trina's house. I want her to see him through the snow, and I want them to run to each other and embrace and have a Christmas kiss. And I
then
want it now.
then they can fight somewhere after.
Yes.
So yeah, that's the week. At least there is more of our kids. I think their storyline's gonna pick up over the next few weeks. So
Is Josh gonna break up with Cam, or is that just?
it does not appear so in the spoilers. Cam's still chilling.
Making BLTs at hand and knives, the serial killers. Sure.
Sweet, simple, compassionate, Cam,
Compassionate, caring.
but also
Cameron.
a little simple too.
Oh. Whew. Well,
There we go.
has been a week, y'all.
Yeah.
I have nothing else.
Well, let's hope that we soon will see Spencer out of prison, cleanly shaven.
Please.
I'll even take him in that blue t-shirt that they have him in forever. Just they as long as I don't have to see him in those prison scrubs anymore. No more.
At least they fit now.
Yeah.
It's gotta.
No struggle stash.
All right.
Here we are. Have a happy. It's not the holidays yet. In my mind, in my heart, it's the holidays.
Yeah, why not? Holidays have occurred. There are more coming.
Enjoy Christmas movies. Highly recommend them all.
Oh, I thought you said them all. I was like, them all. There's another one.
See, we're writing that Christmas movie.
Great.
Thank you for listening. We will see you next week.
Bye.
Bye. If I can figure out how to stop recording, y'all, this is where we are. All right, bye for real.